Hello, my name's Johnny and I do cooking. Today we're going to learn how to make sourdough. So start off weighing out your ingredients. Begin by weighing out 200 grams of well-fed and lively sourdough starter. So I've used 200 grams here. If you want the recipe for this, just drop me a message in the comments and I'll be sure to do it. It takes about a week to make in total, but once you've got it, you look after it, you got it for life. Stick that away and we'll feed that later. Now, add to your starter 320 grams of warm water. Now, we're talking grams, we're not talking milliliters. Grams are much more accurate, you're less likely to slip, and we want warm, not freezing cold and not hot water. Room temperature is absolutely fine. Now get out a good old waz, mix it round until it's all combined. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect because we're going to give it a good thrashing later anyway, so it's all going to combine in there, not a problem at all. In that, get it back on your scales and we're going to add to that 500 grams of strong flour. Now I recommend using any flour that's got a protein content of over 12.5 and above. Ideally, the higher the better, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to handle and work with, especially if it's your first time. Get in 12 grams of salt and give it a good old mix. So here, your best mate is going to be this little blue door scraper. The good thing about these door scrapers is it doesn't stick to your hand and make your hands all messy. So give it a good mix through, work from the outsides, start scooping underneath and move it around. What you're going to be looking for here, right, is a right shaggy mess. It's going to be too wet for you to get it on and knead it like conventional bread. It just ain't going to happen. You're going to end up with dough fingers. So scrape it off, leave it, and you can see here, it's all breaky up. There's no gluten developed here at all. Leave it covered up in a warm place about 20 minutes. While you're waiting, we can feed our sourdough. So add in equal quantities here of cold water to the scrapings that you got left from your starter. And I like to use rye flour at this stage. You could use any flour you like. It doesn't have to be strong, doesn't have to be plain, could be white, could be brown, could be rye like I've got here. Rye flour's good because it got lots of bacteria and stuff that'll feed it and it'll get a right lively starter. Give that a good thrashing, and once it's nice and smooth, scrape it into a jar, put a lid on it, stick it in the fridge until you need it next time. Feed it up and bam, you're ready to go again. Like I say, if you want more detail on this, drop us a message in the comments and I'm more than happy to do that. So back to dough, this is at 20 minutes. As you can see now, started to get a bit more stretchy. The gluten has started developing, which means that's going to be good news for us because we're going to make this a lot easier to handle. So scoop it out with your door scraper, slap it on your bench. Get all those bits out of the bowl because we don't want to waste out. Now, the technique we're looking for here is stretchy, foldy. Go around all the edges, stretching and folding over the top. And as you can see, just for a few turns, it's already starting to look a little bit smoother. It's still right sticky though. Give it a little walk around your bench. And what we're trying to do here is create surface tension. So you've got a top of the dough and a bottom of the dough. So there's the top of the dough on the top, and that'll come in handy later. Leave this for 1 hour covered. Now, hours passed, moisten your surface down a little bit to stop it sticky. Get your dough out, grab hold of your scraper that you had before, and now what we want to do is that top, it needs to go on bottom. So I'm going to cut around the edge of the dough and flip it upside down. That's it. Get all your bits out again. Get your bits out. Right. Now we're going to do exactly the same as we did before, and you can see it's getting even stretchier. It's bloody lovely. Stretchy, all around the edgy. Bring it across as far as you can go, so you stretch it right up until it's just about to tear, but not quite tearing. Your last fold, flip right over the top, so now your bottom's back at the top again. nice and smooth. Give it a little walk around your bench. And like I say, we're trying to get a little spiral going underneath where the bench is. So we're creating that surface tension. And what you'll see is the top side will be nice and smooth and not sticky. And the underside will be sticky. But look, no sticky. Okay, grab that, stick it in your bowl, top side up. Don't forget at this stage, while we're waiting, like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. So if you could just smash that like button, I'd much appreciate it. Now, leave this 2 hours. Moisty your benchy again. This has had 2 hours in a nice warm place. Starting to puff up a little bit, starting to get a bit more stretchy. And you'll see after this stretch and fold, it's going to be looking nice and smooth. Look how stretchy that is. So all the way around the edges. That's it. Last one, flip straight over the top. Give it a little scoop around, tidy your bench up, get any loose bits back inside it. And that's it. Now, this is the most important part. You want to really increase that surface tension. Back into the bowl, another 2 hours. Nice warm place. Now, moisty benchy. Now, this is where the fun starts happening. It's getting a bit jiggly, it's getting a bit puffy, it's getting a bit fun. So, tip it upside down again. So now the top's on the bottom. And we're going to do exactly the same as we've done before. Stretchy, foldy, right into the middle and over the top. When you get to your last one, flip it straight over. That's it. So now the top's on the top, the bottom's on the bottom. Give it a little twist. And like I said, this is so important, this part. Really gets that tension going. Back in your bowl, another 2 hours. Now this will be the final proof. Depending on how hot your kitchen is, you might have to do this another time. But now, as you can see, it's nice and puffy, nice and jiggly. Now we want to be careful when we take this out of the bowl. So I'm cutting around the outside so it's not stuck to the bowl and turning it upside down again so top's on the bottom. You got it, you know what you're doing, you've done this before. So all the bits out, wasting naughty. Now, exactly as you've done before, stretchy, just being a little more delicate this time. We don't want to be knocking all that air out. That's it, taking it to the full stretch, pulling it over, putting it in the middle. That's it. If it starts to stick to your bench, get all scrapey back, he'll help you. Flip it over, one last one, bam. Top's on the top, bottom's on the bottom. Take it for a little twisty. And you can see as you're twisting it now, you're really smoothing that top and really strengthening that gluten. It's so important when you come to this. Now, what we're going to do with this is going to be our first shape. So we're going to have a pre-shape, if you like, is what we call it. So we're going to be shaping it now to go in our bannetons. This is our pre-shape. And now what we're going to do is we're going to leave this aside for about 20 minutes or so, covered with a nice clean cloth. Right then, while you're waiting for that to rest up, we're just going to pre-flour our bannetons with a little bit of semolina. So make sure when you're putting the semolina on, you get it right in those grooves, get it right in all those edges, in those corners. If an oval's got corners, but you know what I mean. Basically, we don't want that dough to stick in any part of this at all. It's rather better to have more than it is less. Once you've got that sorted, flour your surface down. Don't go crazy, but again, you don't want your dough sticking to your bench. It's right sticky. What we're going to do now, grab your dough over, make sure you unstick it from the surface, flip it over, so the top's on the bottom, so you've got non-sticky on the bottom now, and sticky on the top. Shape it out into a rough kind of rectangle, oblongish shape. Fold in your sides, on both edges, top and bottom. Give it a little seal, push down so it doesn't spring back open. And now we're going to start rolling along the other edge. So a little spiral, and this really strengthens that gluten. So what we want is it for when we top it out, when we're about to cook it, we don't want it to fall out like a pancake. So we need to stretch this. This is so important, most important part of it. And this is the bit where most people get tripped up, I think. Give it a little drag along the bench and really tension that surface again. That's it. Neaten it up, make sure it's not stuck. And then flip it back upside down again into your banneton. So now top's on the bottom in your banneton. Make sure it's not stuck. Now this can go in the fridge overnight. See you in the morning. Ta-da! Good morning. So it's 8 AM. The dough's just come out of the fridge. And as you can see, it's looking nice and puffy, doubled in size. And what you're looking for is when you prod it with your finger, it springs back and leaves just a little divot. That way you know it's banging and it's proved enough. If it springs right back out with no divot, then it's not ready. It needs a bit longer proving. And if it sinks straight in and doesn't spring back at all, then unfortunately you've overproved it and there's not a lot you can do about it. So, waz it out onto a nice bit of parchment paper, cut into a circle, and brush off the excess bits of semolina. Now grab your baker's lamb, or lame, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what it's called, but it's a sharp bit of razor on a stick. Slash along on an angle about 45 degrees, along about 3/4 of the surface, about a centimetre deep. This is going to help with the oven spring. Now bring it over to the lid of your Dutch oven. I tend to use a cast iron Dutch oven because it retains a lot of heat, and then we whack on the base of the oven on the top as a lid. And therefore it's got enough room for it to spring up, enough room to prove, and it also traps in all the steam, which really helps it. Now, 250 degrees in the oven, half an hour, and take lid off. Look at that, steamy billow in your face. Love it. So it's not quite done yet, we need to get a bit more colour on this. So, turn your oven down to 200, and we're going to waz it back in there again for another 10 minutes. See you later. And there it is. Whoa, spinny dough. That's a belter, that one, isn't it? Right rustic, quite gnarly. I don't think I've ever made one like this before, actually, and I don't really know why it's turned out like that. I kind of like it. If I could do this every time, I would. And if you know why it's turned out like this rather than the smooth ear, let us know in comments. And there you go. Please do like and subscribe and all that gubbins. I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!